got a great seat out here, Brad Stutts.
Undeniably so. And look at the challenger.
That's a hell of a robe.
You just heard it. He said he has been waiting his whole life for this match and this moment.
And I have to say, Matty de Nero coming in, the biggest match of his life. I said earlier on Twitter, my heart is with Matty D, but my brain is with Arik Royal.
One of the most beloved underdogs in CWF Mid-Atlantic history. 350 live events before he held a championship. Since then, he has held that television title with such pride and such passion. Undeniably a career-making night, potentially, for Matty de Nero, but for him to pull it off, he will have to survive the onslaught of the Mid-Atlantic champ.
You got that right. He is not going to be able to match athleticism or strength with Arik Royal. What he has is experience and smarts. He is a brilliant wrestler inside that ring, and a lot of people underestimate that.
Look at the champ. Look at the focus and the concentration on the face of the Mid-Atlantic champion. It is game day. It is the CWF Rumble. It is the ultimate challenge. Champion versus champion at the Rumble. The electricity in this building, Cecil Scott, is unbelievable.
Man, as Gorilla Monsoon used to say, you could cut it with a knife. It's probably not too safe.
Oh man, they're face to face.
Put your belt down. Big boy belt time. Big boy belt time. Big boy belt time.
Yeah, Joey needs to get control here. Man, this crowd is split already. And now we're waiting on our ring introductions from our new ring announcer, Stephanie Lind.
Both of these champions are beloved by the Sportatorium faithful here.
And his opponent, making his 12th title defense tonight. Weighing in at 252 pounds, he is the current Mid-Atlantic champion, Arik Royal.
God almighty, it is a big fight feeling in this building right now. We wish you could be with us live. We thank you so much for watching us at home on your computer, tablet, or mobile device, but the electricity in this building is unmatched here in the Mid-Atlantic Sportatorium. If you're anywhere in the Mid-Atlantic region, you have got to come to the Mid-Atlantic Sportatorium, 1001 Springwood Avenue, Gibsonville, North Carolina. The only place, not just in the Mid-Atlantic, but the only place in the world that you will see the kind of unbelievable product that CWF Mid-Atlantic has cultivated in over 13 years and 360 live events. And Cecil, it's title fight time.
Absolutely. And Dan and Chewy, we're talking to you, by the way. You got to get out here. And Arik Royal, I think, I don't want to like read too much into it, but I really feel like he thinks Matty de Nero's not taking this seriously.
I think he feels like Matty's not in his league, perhaps.
And a lot of people make that mistake with Matthew de Nero. They think he's a jokester, they think he's playing around. But as I mentioned before, he is such a brilliant strategist. He is so smart in that ring, and if Arik Royal takes him lightly, he could very well find himself a former champ quickly. And I said earlier, Matty de Nero has to use his smarts if he wants to win this match. And for once, I think Arik Royal needs to extend the match himself. And I'll tell you why, Brad Stutts.
Tell me why, Cecil Scott.
Matthew de Nero's a television champion. He hasn't wrestled a singles match over 10 minutes in months. Arik Royal has been in war after war after war. I think the stamina and the longevity is on his side in this match.
That's a great point. That television title carries with it a 10-minute television time limit.
And so far, this is going the pace Matthew de Nero wants. Arik Royal hasn't come out like a wrecking ball like he normally does. And I think that's, you know, just a little bit of respect, even though Arik Royal may not admit it.
Boy, the champ, so strong. 252 as opposed to about, I think they said 195. That may be padding it just a little bit. Point is, the champ has got somewhere in the neighborhood of 60 plus pounds on De Nero, and he just showed it right there.
And I don't think anybody has dedicated himself to getting in better shape and improving their conditioning than Arik Royal. When he came in, he was over 300 pounds. When he won the Rumble a couple years ago.
God!
Oh, jeez Louise.
He just slapped Matty right in the face.
Oh, man, I think that says everything we need to say right there.
God almighty. Arik Royal loves nothing on this planet more than he loves that Mid-Atlantic Championship belt. He fought so hard, he moved all the way across the country to win it, and De Nero gouges Arik Royal in the eyes. Matty de Nero will fight fire with fire.
Oh, man, and he's getting in Arik Royal's face, getting dirty.
Whip is not going to work. He's got to fight with his head. Oh, drop kick in the face.
And Matthew does have the quickness advantage.
Caught him again with that drop kick. De Nero's got to make those strikes count.
Hit toss, no.
De Nero is holding on, no.
Landed on his feet.
Another good-looking drop kick, and the champ is going to the floor.
And I think Arik Royal is taking him seriously now.
Champ is going to the floor.
I said before, my heart is with Matthew de Nero in this match. I relate so much to this guy. But the smart money, I feel like, is still on Arik Royal.
I think a lot of the Mid-Atlantic crowd feels that way.
I mean, it's kind of hard not to. He's a sentimental pick. But until somebody beats Arik Royal, it's hard to bet against him. And Arik Royal came in with a head of steam there. Looked a little,
Oh, God, look at the champ.
Man, look at the strength.
Oh, my God.
God, right in the buckle.
Dangerous.
Oh.
Body-to-body contact sends De Nero to the floor.
Man, and he caught all of that. And if I'm Matthew de Nero, I'm going to take my time out there.
Thanks to the Grant Sawyer record and stat book, I can tell you that Arik Royal tonight is making his record-tying 12th title defense if he survives. And if there is a 13th title defense, that will break the longevity record in nearly 15 years for most Mid-Atlantic title defenses by anyone. If Royal gets to 13 defenses, he will set the record.
You tell me who has the record now.
I don't have the book in front of me.
Is it Corey Edsel?
I have no idea. I don't have the book in front of me.
Oh, come on, man. I guess that's supposed to be my job as the color guy.
Undeniably so.
Hey, I just call the moves. I'm just going to go with Corey Edsel and just say that's it.
Royal looking at his watch here, not being paid by the hour.
Now, they got 30 minutes.
I don't know if De Nero can last 30 minutes, honestly.
With Arik Royal, no.
Uh-oh.
Especially if he's getting beat in the face.
Arik Royal very adamantly said, you want to be the champ, you want to be the man, you want to be a heavyweight. Arik Royal said he would show De Nero what it meant to be a heavyweight.
One hand with the suplex. Almost lost him and still muscled him up. And Arik Royal seems like he's trying to prove a point. And if anything, I just think he got ticked off that a guy he considered his friend made this challenge.
I think that's absolutely correct.
Like you said a while back, it's lonely at the top, and Arik Royal, I think, loses more friends every day because he's the champ.
Been the champion since December when he captured the belt at Battlecade, our anniversary super card. So if he makes it to this December, if he makes it to Battlecade at the end of December this year, he will have lasted a full calendar year, but he's got to get out of the Rumble first. He's got things in control right now, but ask Trevor Lee how quickly Matty de Nero can pull out a victory.
You can ask a lot of guys that. I've said before, so many people underestimate Matthew de Nero, and they pay for it. I think there is a definite method to his madness. But right now it may not matter because Arik Royal's having his way. Oh, slipped out. And I think Royal caught the post.
That's a great break for De Nero. I don't know if he meant to do it or not, but it's a great break for De Nero. He did not mean to do it, but he knows it now, and De Nero is going on the offensive on the floor.
He looked over and asked us if he hit the post. And yeah, he's going for it. He has to be the aggressor. And he's taking it back to that post, rams the left arm right into it.
If there's a way for De Nero to win, it's going to be to hit the biggest move he can muster and catch Royal off guard. If Royal is wounded, that is going to help De Nero's chances exponentially. And one thing that we have not talked about yet, Arik Royal, for the entire duration of this match, has got to be on super kick watch.
Yeah, he has to be. That comes out of nowhere, and he needs to watch his count.
De Nero does not want to win by count out. He wins nothing on a count out. Royal is trying to get away from him. Royal may be too far here. Might be too far. Oh,
he caught the uppercut.
Lord. Everyone in CWF Mid-Atlantic is laying it all on the line tonight on the 13th annual CWF Rumble.
Man, this match is just as hot as the temperature in this building. Uncharacteristic hot day here in October.
Having about 240 or so people crammed in here definitely does not help matters as far as the temperature goes.
No, it does not. I think I'm blown up already. I'm glad I'm not in the Rumble this year.
Me too.
You're glad I'm not in the Rumble?
Always.
Oh.
Sends De Nero into the apron, that edge of the ring, the hardest spot in the ring. We talked about it earlier tonight. You can attest, nowhere in that ring does it feel good, but nowhere does it feel worse than right there on the edge.
Yeah, if nothing else. I mean, the inside of the ring is built to be safe, I guess is the right word for it. But
it's built to prevent injury.
Yes, I mean, it doesn't feel good, but you're not going to die hitting it. But that corner of the ring is...
Oh, that's Hayabusa.
He's still technically alive.
Cover from Royal, cover. Weight is on the shoulders, but De Nero slips out. That's another thing we got to talk about. Aric puts that 252 on the shoulders of De Nero. It's going to be real hard for De Nero's 190 pounds to get out.
Right, especially if he focuses all that weight up on the shoulders and the neck area. Neck he's working on right now. We saw the cravat earlier in the tag match, and we see another one. Arik Royal not known for really staying on the ground and wrestling. But I'm thinking he realizes he may need to change his game plan a little bit with Matthew De Nero. Because you know Matty came in, he had Arik Royal scouted. And he's still fighting, not a whole lot behind those shots. He shoved him off, created some distance.
Royal, I think, clubbed De Nero in the back of the head right there. De Nero went down. This could be it.
Yeah, it looked like Matthew was trying to, I think he expected a clothesline and tried to duck it, and Royal came right back on the back of the head.
That's what it looked like from our angle. De Nero, those 2 counts are getting longer.
Yeah, and a whole lot more of those, and we may not see this last a whole lot longer. And a lot of the fans thought that was 3. Right in the side of the jaw.
Another cover.
And look at the weight. He used his arm strength to pull back on the legs and then put his lower half of his weight on the shoulders. Very smart move.
The champ did not come here to lose. Shout out to Coach D out in California watching us live tonight. His baby boy, the Mid-Atlantic champion, gotta be doing him proud out here in the Carolinas.
Brad Stutts, look at that stump puller.
De Nero is tied up uncomfortably. If you get stuck in this thing too long, this is a fight stopper. This will zap your will to want to keep fighting.
Especially if you pull it back into a pin like that. No, stump puller is one of those moves that fans look at and they don't think much of, but it hurts like hell.
Back in the old days, I would say try it and tell me, but we can't do that anymore. You got to do the don't try this at home campaign.
Kids, please don't do this. If you read my long-winded Facebook post, you'll know how much it all hurts.
I did not.
You commented on it.
That doesn't mean that I read it.
Too long didn't read?
That's right. De Nero hits the buckle hard.
Man, he took all of that right in the chest. And we're starting to see the longer time in the match starting to catch up to Matty. He's used to a fast pace, putting this thing away in about 9.5 minutes.
Some of the crowd here starting to turn on the champ a little bit. That sentimental favorite, that underdog spirit that De Nero has going for him is so powerful.
And Aric's being uncharacteristically cocky.
Well, but not uncharacteristically aggressive.
No, he's always aggressive. He's always confident, but he just has this look like, hey, I got this. I'm not worried. Oh!
It's the buckle. I think you hit the nail on the head earlier when you said it kind of rubbed him the wrong way that De Nero would come after his title. His attitude seems very much that, Matty, you want to be a heavyweight? Well, come try to be a heavyweight against me.
And it's a night for a stinger splash, apparently. But he just caught 2 of them.
If he can bust up those ribs, that will affect your breathing, that'll affect your punching power.
Especially for a bigger guy like that, carrying that kind of weight. One more time. And that's 3 in a row.
Royal is down. De Nero has got to shake the cobwebs out and make something happen here.
A nice deep cover. Even if he doesn't get a 3, would be a smart move here. Scorpion Deathlock?
Looks like it might be the Scorpion Deathlock.
This all seems very familiar to me.
He's got the champ turned over now.
And he's got it locked in pretty good.
De Nero, over the years, has been known to channel the favorite moves of certain wrestlers, and it looks like the wrestler of tonight might be Sting, but those legs just too powerful of Arik Royal.
And Arik Royal has the most powerful legs of anybody I've ever wrestled, bar none. That's why that sick kick is so dangerous, and we just saw the power right there.
That sick kick beat you in 3 seconds about a year ago, if I'm not mistaken.
Hey, it looked like the rope went loose there.
De Nero is obviously winded here.
Sunset flip.
Uh-oh.
I don't recall that match, by the way.
Oh, God, the champ is up. Oh, boy. Oh, my God.
Look at that power. Manny de Nero has to fight out of this.
The champ is down on one knee. The champ is just eating those shots from De Nero.
Oh, my God, it's a strength. What do we got?
Hurricane Rana!
Man, I thought he was going to powerbomb him into the buckle. And that may be a bad break, actually. Arik Royal went out of the ring.
I think anything that stops this charging bull that is Arik Royal is a good move, but you're right, you cannot win the title on a count out, but anything that can halt the momentum of the champ, who is so big and so strong, is a good thing.
It is, and I see a briefcase. What is Matthew De Nero doing? Is that the glove?
He's got the power glove.
I don't know if Arik Royal is ready for the power glove.
Joey Hogan is talking to him.
Is that going to be considered an illegal object?
Joey Hogan is not going to allow the weapon to be used.
Oh, come on, Joey.
Like it or not, that's a good call from the official.
Well, I guess that settles that. Joey Hogan, you give him a little bit of power and it goes to his head. But we are back at a stalemate, center ring. Both men coming into the ring at the same time.
Could be that super kick.
He's loading it up.
Oh, gosh.
Royal was ready.
Caught him.
Oh,
God, drilled him right in the face.
Man, and he ate every bit of that. Arik Royal's loopy.
I think he may have just knocked a tooth loose on the champ. The champ is shaking it off against the ropes here.
That may be a broken jaw for all we know. Now he's loading up the kick again. He got it!
He drilled him with it! The champ is back on his feet!
Arik Royal T-bone suplex!
Oh my God, he T-boned the champion! De Nero's making the cover! History could be made! Oh! Only 2. Royal is so big and so strong.
Man, he's so strong he was able to get up. I can't believe he stayed up after that super kick.
We'll never know what De Nero was going to do with that power glove. We know it's got mystical powers.
Oh, got the guillotine leg drop.
Super leg drop. De Nero is going for another one. That's 2.
And the fans are calling for one more. If he has one more, that may be it.
This is the biggest combination. This is the biggest combination that we have seen the challenger put together here. He hits another one.
Yeah, he hits another one and we got the cover.
1, 2,
Oh.
Only 2. Only 2.
Man, he needs to stay on this. He got the moves he needed, but he's got to stay on this. Arik Royal is right where he wants him.
What has the challenger got now that can put away the champion? That becomes the question, Cecil.
And Arik Royal just pushing him off, trying to create some space, just so he can figure out what to do here. Matthew De Nero's relentless right now. Oh! Beast mode.
Drills him in the back. Does the Mid-Atlantic champ.
And now Arik Royal trying to shake the cobwebs loose. I mean, that looked a little bit of desperation. Now he has to figure out something to put Matty de Nero away. The champ looks a little lost right now.
De Nero has survived everything so far.
Oh.
Good Lord, sick kick right in the face. De Nero's out. 2. No! 2! Joey Hogan says 2! De Nero is still alive!
And Arik Royal is incredulous.
To the shock and awe of the 240 plus that are here in the Sportatorium, Matty de Nero is alive and still in this title fight.
He's got his hands up. He's telling Arik Royal to bring it. He said, "You haven't put me down yet. You better do it now, big man."
Body shots.
Smart move. Go to the body and the head will follow. He got to get him off the ropes, so we don't want a 5 count here.
De Nero is making a Rocky Balboa-esque comeback here against Apollo Creed. Super kick did not get it. Royal, so smart. Oh, God! Turned De Nero inside out with the tackle. And Royal wins it. In a war, Arik Royal is still the Mid-Atlantic champion. My gosh.
Arik Royal.
10 minutes and 5 seconds to winner by pinfall. And still, CWF Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion, Arik Royal!
Arik Royal took everything Matty de Nero could throw at him. He threw everything he had at Matty de Nero. He caught the Dr. Death football tackle. He earned every last bit of that match.
Arik Royal ties the existing record with 12 successful title defenses.
And Matty de Nero really has nothing to be ashamed of. He wrestled the match of his life. But now, does the doubt creep into Matty de Nero's mind?
De Nero is still the television champion, but what an effort that he put forth tonight to leave a double champion.
And I think Arik Royal finally respects Matty de Nero.
Every night. One day, you'll be the champion.
He said one day he would be the champ. Oh my God, Richards and Miller! Richards and Miller, the champ! Blindsided, De Nero blindsided. Richards and Miller with chairs.
Why do these guys keep coming in from behind us?
Oh my God, he just drilled Royal in the back. He's got the title belt.
And these two, they're still carrying those chairs that they did the damage with all those months ago.
After an incredible championship bout. Oh, he hits De Nero right in the face.
We got company.
Donnie Dollars and Mark James. Donnie Dollars and Mark James. Oh my God, chairs are being swung. They've got Miller. Richards is seeking cover.
Mark James and Donnie Dollars saving the life of Matty de Nero and Arik Royal.
The perennial rivals of Richards and Miller, Donnie Dollars and Mark James are ready to fight. And it looks like with two men that have not had an 18-minute war, it looks like Richards and Miller are deciding that discretion may be the better part of valor here at the Rumble.
Well, you know they don't want a face-up fight with these two men. As always, Nick Richards very proud of himself.
What a horrible ending to an otherwise classic confrontation for the Mid-Atlantic Championship. Well, fans, the 13th annual 30-man CWF Rumble is coming up in just a few moments. Right now, we are going to take you to the reformation of the dynasty that occurred 2 weeks ago, as well as comments from many of the participants in this year's CWF Rumble match. We will be back live in exactly 13 minutes with the CWF Rumble.
Yeah.